Shara. I am co-artistic director of Propeller Dance. When I was young, I have two legs that are different sizes, like everybody, and I was told for dance that I had to push down on my longer leg and pull up on my shorter leg so that my legs were perfectly the same size, same length. I was also told that I wasn't flexible enough to be a dancer.
Hi, my name's Liz Winkelaar, and I'm a member of Propeller Dance Company and a teacher as well.
Hi, I'm Jessie Huggett. I'm also one of the company dancers, and I'm a teaching assistant in the kids' classes on Saturday mornings.
And my name is Renata Soutter, and I'm also the co-artistic director of Propeller Dance. So it's wonderful to be with you today, and we're just going to give you another quick little taste of what Propeller Dance does with a short video.
When I had my accident, I thought my dancing days were over.
I was quite hurt and thought I would never dance again.
In high school, I was labeled and judged just because of my disability.
I was told I shouldn't even dream of being a professional dancer. I started training way too late.
Now I feel incredibly excited and fulfilled to be a part of this dance company. I love the work we do and the fact that I can connect with other dancers with and without disabilities to celebrate who we are and to create work where we collaborate with other professionals, choreographers, musicians, and performers to bring our work to the stage.
I'm so happy that I had those experiences as a young child in the dance world because I feel like I wouldn't have the passion for doing what I do today. Propeller Dance is the most artistic, creatively artistic project that I've ever worked on, and I'm so happy to be doing it. I love what I do.
In Propeller, I'm a valued person in the community. I've been talking in the conferences and at a whole bunch of other events that, and I just want to say that Propeller is an amazing company and organization, and I love what we do. We create artworks and dance pieces, and it's really fun.
And I've been dancing professionally for many, many years, and being part of a whole movement, creating dance opportunities. And it's very much about building and being just amazingly excited to build Propeller Dance with the amazing people that are part of it. And it's really Ontario's only and much loved integrated dance company.
I've had a disability all my adult life, and one thing I've learned is that having a disability can be a challenge. It can be difficult, but the real struggle that people face and the unnecessary struggle are the barriers that are in society, physical barriers and social barriers, and the assumptions that are in society about disabled people and what we should and shouldn't do and what we can and can't do. Another thing I've learned is that rights, real human rights, are at the basis and are central to integration, and that we have to organize and we have to have allies. And another thing I've learned about disability is that really it's just a social construct. You know, what is disability? Any of us will have some sort of disability at some point in our lives. And even the word disability is just a word that is debated and discussed. What does that mean? What is disability? Who is disabled? But the more important question is who is excluded and why? And there have been artists with disabilities who have had the ambition and the fortitude and the courage to go against and defy expectations and become actors and performers and stand-up comics and dancers. And those are the people we follow in their footsteps, and we're a part of that movement. I'm going to pass.
So in Propeller Dance classes, what we do is we look at a lot of the original movements that people bring to the classes with them, natural movements that we may not think of as movement, and that's what's so creatively inspiring about the classes. So for example, a turn in your eye gaze, or an articulated movement of a finger, could be movement vocabulary that we would choreograph with. We see those movements as beautiful and as valid as an arabesque or a pirouette. And I just want to tell you a little story about, there was a person in my class a couple of years ago named Eric, and Eric had the most beautiful, striking eyes. And when he walked into the class, I remember the first day, the whole room just sort of looked to him because he had the most beautiful facial expression and eyes. And I was like, wow, those eyes are beautiful. How can we bring those out on a stage in choreography? He also really liked to articulate his hands, and he also really enjoyed initiating movement by stamping on the floor. So this was his way of communicating with us to stop or start movement. So we choreographed a piece where 15 dancers of all different shapes and sizes were all in the middle of the room, moving their faces and moving their hands and gestures this way. And Eric stood to the side of them and watched. And when he wanted them to stop moving, he would just stamp on the ground. And it was we had a video behind. We had a jazz musician with us as well. And it was very simple movements, but it was so powerful because everybody was so present and so into what they were doing. And that's what I find so inspiring about this work. I also just wanted to say that integration is a lot more than just simply, putting in a wheelchair ramp to bring somebody into a dance class or having an accessible washroom in an office space. Those things are obviously very, very necessary and important. But it's a lot of what we do is about listening to the people, and integration is about following people's interests and not assuming that we know what's best for other people, but following their desires and their interests, challenging them, not giving people basic tasks because we think that that's all they can do. Challenge is very important. I'm going to pass it on to Jessie.
Thanks, Shara. Sure, we may be different, but we are people too. We have real emotions. real feelings, and real thoughts, just like you. I know from experience about what it's like being laughed at just because I'm different.
Thanks, Jessie. Dance is powerful, and the arts are powerful. It's about expressing who we are as humans, all of us, all different forms of humans. And we sort of question, why is it that there's only some voices that are often seen on the stage? Why is that? Propeller Dance, we really believe that dance is for all people, and that anyone who chooses to dance should have access, really important word, access to training and also to performance opportunities. So we're really transforming the dance world. We really feel that we are, and hopefully society along the way, and one stage and one audience at a time. And our work is not about putting people up on some kind of a pedestal. We have an amazing company of 9 dancers who couldn't all be here tonight, but I hope that you'll have a chance to come to one of our shows one day and you'll meet them all. So this amazing group of 9 performers. And we don't put them on any kind of a pedestal as if that they have, quote unquote, overcome their disability in order to become professional artists. No, our work is very much about all kinds of diversity, whether it be disability, sexuality, religion, language, seeing all of that as part of our humanity. And we embrace all of those differences and we celebrate them, and then we create art. We create, in our case, we create dance. It's about the body and celebrating the body in all its forms. Perhaps in your case, you work with a different modality. But again, we really believe that as wide a breadth of expression as possible is of value. And just really briefly, you've learned a little bit about Propeller Dance tonight, but yeah, we're a busy company. We do a lot. And in fact, in Ottawa, we're actually the only company that has 9 dancers working year-round. So we're really proud of our accomplishments. We've come a long way, and we've got a long way to go. We have big ambitions. But we do all kinds of things. We have the company, we work in schools, we have a children's program, which is amazing. And we do a ton of outreach, really bringing dance to where people are. So I'll invite you all to come and see our show. We have a big show coming up in June, so stay tuned for that. Hope you can get involved with us.
I want you to see that all people of all abilities can express themselves, and that we all have a voice, and that voice needs to be heard. There should be a mutual respect and a mutual understanding that we can make a difference in the world.
Thanks, Jessie. People are always blown away by our end-of-year shows, and that's very satisfying. And I just want to say integration is really where it's at, and access is everything.
And I want to invite you all to come to our performances. If you have a child that's interested, we have a children's program, we have youth adult classes. Like Renata said, we have outreach programs and educational programs in schools. And I want you to just think about, maybe when you go home tonight, just to think about what your belief systems are about the physical body, and what do we consider beautiful? Because if art is to say something about human experience, all of us have something to say, and all of the people in Propeller and many, many dancers of all different shapes and sizes have so much to say and express. And it's really important that the art world starts to look at that and reevaluate the ideal body of a dancer.
I think we'll end it there. Thank you all very much. Thanks, Rohini.